Hey, welcome to Viking Preparedness. I am Pastor Joe Fox. So the other day I did a video on fish antibiotics, and I described how some people use them for themselves. That was true. I basically put out information that they were going to be unavailable to you after 1 January. That was wrong. I've already apologized for that. So let's get back to that. They are made in very similar conditions to human antibiotics, sometimes exact same similar conditions. And so some people do use them. Can antibiotics be misused? Absolutely. Am I telling you to misuse them? No. Should you know what you're doing before you take them? Yes. Like I said in the first video, print out the information on the internet on dosages and things like that. Make sure you take the full course of your antibiotics. I am not a doctor, and I don't play one on TV, and neither are the people who sell them, but they can end up being useful. Do I take them now? No, I do not. I go to the doctor when I need things. Now, campingsurvival.com was very kind to send me a lot of antibiotics, and obviously I'm going to keep them, but check it out. Oh, and then a lot of you said, well, you know, we better get them, that's a good idea, blah, blah, blah. Here's my deal. You should already have them. You should already have that kind of stuff taken care of. This last minute panic buying for things, whether it's the asteroid is coming, the Russians are invading, they're going to outlaw this thing, which here I go on a little mini rant. That's half the problem with this country is this legislation through edict. Right? You know, let's empower somebody like the EPA and then let them make regulations that have the effect of law, right? And it's like we didn't vote on that. Our representatives didn't vote on that. And so then things are just done with the stroke of a pen. BATFE also does regulations like that. Who said they could do that? They just go off on their own and whatever they write has the power of law. And you know what the power of law is? It's the power to kill you if you disagree. If you just break it down to the bottom line, if you say, I don't care, I'm going to do it anyway, and they say, well, I'm going to arrest you, and you say, you ain't arresting me, well, then they shoot you. Right? So it's a death penalty for some bureaucrat who signs something and says, you can't do this anymore. So, at any given time, we're a signature away from all kinds of things happening. At any given time. And so really, one of the things I put out on this channel is you need to take steps now to be prepared. And you need to have your ducks in a row. I don't have a problem with people when, you know, something's getting ready to happen, go out and buy some milk, you know, because I want to use the last of my milk and I only have half a gallon left or something. But as far as regular supplies, if you think you're going to need them, get them now. Trump was elected, we're not going to war. Yeah, we're not going to war probably right now, but then again, we could, right? So get yourself squared away. And so to that end, I just wanted to show you something here. I just fixed this refrigerator. It's been broken for months, and we don't live here, but I fixed it. But check this out. Can you see this bag of stuff right here? There's a lot of fish medicine in here for my rather extensive aquarium. I've had that forever, right? And now I have more. Praise the Father, and thank you, campingsurvival.com. Do you see this right here? This is too old, I'm pretty sure. This is Penicillin V Procaine. I wrapped it up in aluminum foil to keep the light out of it, but we've had this for years, right? Before we had goats, and we've had goats forever. And we just keep it in our fridge, and quite frankly, it sat in this non-operational fridge for, what, a year and a half, so it's probably no good anymore. And so one of the things I heard, which doesn't mean it's true, but I'm going to go check it out in the next week, is that places like TSC are going to quit selling things like Penicillin V Procaine. Now, I did some reading. Again, I'm not a doctor, but there's different kinds of penicillin available for critters. The kind of penicillin you want is the kind for goats, because goats don't handle pain well. Evidently, there's a penicillin out there injectable that doesn't have V-procaine in it. Procaine's kind of like lidocaine, kind of, you know, a numbing thing, so it doesn't sting, because I guess penicillin really hurts when it goes in. And so we bought Penicillin V-procaine. Woo, look at my hand. We bought Penicillin V-procaine years ago, and we bought the syringes and the needles with it, which, you know, we were kind of like, wow, isn't this what heroin addicts do or something? You know, I don't know, but you can do it. And we just went in and said, hey, we need the penicillin for goats. And they gave us that big bottle. It cost some money. Well, check it out. If they do decide that you have to go to a vet for your goats, right? That's a herbivore, meat-eating feed animal kind of thing. And I'm not saying they are, but I have to do some research. That means you won't be able to get that. And so I'm probably going to go get some more. I need to talk to my wife about it, though, because here's the reality. We don't live with electricity. We're in electricity right now, but we don't live here. And storing penicillin liquid without a refrigerator, not good. We'll probably give it to a friend of ours near Shofar Mountain to hold on to. Maybe we'll buy 2 bottles and say, here's one for you and one for us. Can you hang on to this for us? And get some appropriate needles and stuff. And again, am I going to squirt myself with penicillin V procaine? Not if I can help it. Not if the situation allows me to go to competent medical authority. But then again, if it's a situation where the entire grid is down, there's nobody out there, and somebody, in my circle has a horrible festering infection, are we going to stick them with penicillin? Probably. Are we going to read up? We've got the Merck manual, and we've had nursing manuals, and we have all that stuff, and I have a printout sheet for that on, how much to use for what kind of person for how long. But are we going to do the best we can do instead of just wringing our hands? Yeah, we are. Here's another thing, which I guess I'll just stick on this because I'm telling you, you should have your basics now. I get it. Antibiotics is above basics. Intermediates. Maybe starting to be advanced. I don't know. But check it out. I'm not a doctor. I have medical skills up through about high EMT, low paramedic, if you will, somewhere in there due to things I did in the military. But we have a lot of medical supplies. We have medical supplies that I'm not authorized to use, that I'm not even trained to use. Things like surgical drip lines. I don't even know what they're called, see? But that stuff that you stick in a wound and it hangs out and it drips stuff out. We have sutures. I know how to suture, but I probably wouldn't in a field environment. We have casting material and, just all kinds of esoteric stuff. Why? Well, one, I got a lot of books. If I have to, I guess I could read up on it. But really, my plan is, what if a doctor comes wandering down the road, post-event, post-collapse, post-emergency kind of thing, and wants to join your group? Well, we can say, all right, doc, come on in. Here's your dispensary. Start running it. That's how you earn your food, kind of thing. Are you a doc? Are you a medical person of any kind? You should be storing supplies now to ply your trade after an event. See, the best barter materials in many cases are skill sets that you own. That, because you'll always have it. You can always use it. It's not like you barter it and it's gone. But to really apply your skill set, you're going to need some basic tools, right? If you're an auto mechanic, you should have your own auto mechanic tools at home. If you are some kind of medical person, you should have your own medical stuff at home so that you can deal with people if you have to. Quick story and then I'll end this video. The cover of my book, Survivalist Family, Prepared Americans for a Strong America, there's a family on it. And that woman, that family went to my church. And that woman worked in a dental office. I don't remember exactly what she did, but she would tighten braces and stuff like that. Under the care of a dentist, right? And I told her, because our whole church was getting set up preparedness-wise, and we were thinking big, and different people were handling different aspects of preparedness, and I told her, hey, you're going to be our dentist. If times get bad, you are going to be our dentist. And she's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I am not qualified to be a dentist. This is all I do. This is my skill sets right here. I'm not a dentist. And I said, okay. I gave her name. I don't want to put it out on video. It's either you as our group dentist or it's me with a bottle of whiskey and a pair of vice grips. So, what do you want? She goes, okay, I'll do it. And so then I bought her Where There Is No Dentist, that book, and I encouraged her to start acquiring supplies that she would need to ply her trade. Because let's face it, she would be a better dentist than me, right? And so think about that. Start getting yourself squared away now. Try to avoid panic buying. I will try to avoid panicking, people. Get your stuff now, do research now, and once you have the stuff you need squared away, you might start thinking about getting things that other people could use to help the group. In this case, like medical supplies, things like that. But there's all kinds of other things out there. Yeah, because we're the stroke of a pen away from personal problems at any given time. All right, I hope that was helpful. I hope it gives you some things to think about. I have a video coming up pretty soon on a really cool flashlight. Yep, another one, even cooler than the last one. And I have a video on end times communication. What do we do when everything's down or monitored or whatever? Those are like 2 videos in the hopper. All right, have a happy weekend, and I'll see you out there.